Wait, where'd he go? Oh my god, he's there. Ooh, danced around him. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. So today we're taking a look at a Hardpoint game on Eagle's Nest. Now, I just want to break down what I like to do in Hardpoint and give you some tips on how you can win every game. Now, I do really enjoy Hardpoint. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I like to go on about it, how I enjoy it. But it is a fun game mode, and I thought it'd be fun to break down some of the tactics and plays I like to use and the positioning that I like to do. So we'll get into it straight away. So as you can see here, my team is all on this left side and there's a red dot there. So as there's nobody on down the right, I'm expecting somebody to probably push up from that direction, which leads me to sort of pre-aim it and cover the middle section as well. As you can see, this works, and straight away we take him out. This also links to my map guide as well. If you haven't checked it out, be sure to do already. But I do get jumped on by a guy with an STG there. Not much I could have done in that situation. So now we spawned in, we're going to take out this first guy here. I like to loop around just in case he has any teammates that are flanking around the side. It's always a good idea to take different routes to your teammates in Hardpoint. Now the first Hardpoint tends to be one of the most chaotic as well, so bear that in mind. This is what you call P1, or you'll hear some of the COD plays. This means point 1. So now the enemy team are on it. We don't want to let them get too much of a lead, but as you can see, I'm struggling to push up on it. So sometimes when this time starts running out, you can make a decision on whether to make a move to the next hard point or just try and get the enemies off it. But my team has started holding it down. Now I'm going to hold down this room here, as we know this is the second hard point, or P2 as a lot of the pros will call it. Once again, I'm just explaining that for anybody who doesn't know what the term means. But now I'm using an AR on this map, so I'm trying not to play too aggressive. If I was trying to go for all the points, I'd be using probably an MP40 or some sort of SMG. But the Automaton is pretty good close range as well, so I don't worry too much about that. Now I'm just holding this down, constantly taking a look at each of my sort of angles where enemies might come from. But I do have some teammates in here as well, which is always helpful. But as you know, not a lot of teammates will help you on the hard points or in any sort of game mode as well that have objectives. Now my team's holding it down, so I'm not afraid just to get outside just to get a better position. Now I can see on the map now that the enemies have actually made their way inside it. So I'm going to take a little flank route, come behind them, take out 2 of them like that. Now I look down over the top, jump down into the hard point and get back on it. Now the reason I ran straight outside there was so I could check if anybody was outside through the window. But there was actually somebody coming from their spawn, which they managed to take us out there anyway. But now we're going to call in our glide missile and use this for a little bit of information as well as a kill. By information, I mean you can check out where the red dots are. Obviously, if they're inside the building, you're not going to be able to kill them. But you can use this to sort of point out where they are to your teammates as well, if you're on the mics. In this case, I wasn't though. Now, we've got a decent lead at this point, so now the enemies have actually taken the hard point from us. So we're going to try and push him. Now, you want to get a rough idea of each of the spots that they can be in inside of these hard points. Obviously, some of them have better power positions than others. Some hard points will be out in the open. But now we're really trying to just break through because we can see there's a decent amount of seconds on the clock and they'll probably be beating us if they hold this hard point down the whole time. But as you can see there, what I did was went up on the wall. Now, I know this doesn't seem like much, but by doing that, it might have slightly thrown him off just for that split second because he probably expected me to come around the corner. But as I was a little bit elevated, you might not have expected this. I know this is sort of reaching a little bit, but it seemed to have worked that time because the rest of the times he's just pre-aiming and taking us out. If you can just throw off their aim, just even the slightest, and you know where they are, this is going to give you the opportunity to take them out. Now, right here, my teammate is on the hard point, so I'm not too worried about getting on it because you don't get more points for more than one person being on it. Now, you can see the teammate has actually gotten off it, so I'm going to rush back, try and secure some more points on the board. But what I did there, I tried to check if anybody was flanking me before I jumped on it, but I did actually get taken out by somebody in the window. Once again, my team are back on the hard point. Now, we're going to sort of keep an eye on mid, see if we can hold the pushes. It's always really good idea to sort of hold any flanking routes that you may think the enemies will come from. So, for example, there, as this one is more to sort of the lower part of the map where be spawned. We know the enemies are probably going to be spawning on the other side, so it's a good idea to hold down any lanes of where they may come from. So in that case, it would have been the mid-map, as a lot of maps are sort of 3 lanes. Now I'm just holding down this hard point, because this is one of the sort of dodgier ones that I was on about, and you won't get a lot of teammates that will be willing to sit on this one. But I do manage to get taken out there, unfortunately. We did manage to get like 10 or 20 seconds there on the board. Now we've sort of doubled their score, taking a really good lead on them here. There's nothing more satisfying than getting a massive lead in Hardpoint against the team. So this guy gets taken out. Once again, I'm just checking out the different routes they can take to me, different lanes. And once I've cleared it out, I'll make my way back to the hardpoint, unless my teammates get on it first. I sprayed them 2 there, didn't manage to get a kill. I see someone chasing. We take them out. Now my team's on the hardpoint, and now we're back rotation to P1, which was the first hardpoint again. And hop through the window. See if anybody's coming. Now just a little tip of your glide bomb, if you call it in and you can keep moving and slide to cover. That didn't actually work. I thought I might have been able to go through the roof there, but I do get taken out whilst I'm actually inside my glide. Now they're doing a good job of holding down this room again, as we've seen earlier on. They are pretty good at taking that room. So I'm going to look for an alternate route to push him. That guy's on a nasty little head glitch there. So once again, we're using the map. We clear out any enemies on that side, and I can see my blue triangles on the map, which means my teammates are spawning over on that side. So I decided to push him. Once I take out this guy, I keep this knowledge in my head, pre-aim the other direction, and what do you know, they're spawning there once again. So always keep an eye out where your team are, because obviously if they're on the map, then it means the enemies aren't going to be spawning there if you already are. Although the spawns can be kind of messed up in this game, well, just in this game in general, as I'm sure you may have experienced if you played Das House. But yeah, it's one to keep in mind. Now, as you can see, there's only a couple seconds left on that middle hard point, so that's why I wasn't bothering pushing it. And once again, I was just jumping on the new point, because you're better off getting on the new one. You can sort of figure out how many points they can get off it. Say it's only 10 seconds and they need 50 to win, then there's no point in trying to get them off it, whereas you can secure the new hard point first and you can get a full 60 seconds on it. So it's just something to keep in mind, really, if you do some quick maths. And then, that wasn't a joke, by the way, and just then you can hop on it to figure out how much score you can get. So here, as you can see, there's 25 seconds left on the clock on this one. So that's quite a big chunk. That's nearly half of the hardpoint time. So that's why I was making a play around the back to try and get the enemies off it. But my team already did that, so I'm not too bothered about dying there. Once again, just a heads up, this game wasn't really about getting high kills for me. This is more about trying to win and secure some nice power positions to help my team win this hardpoint game. Because it is a lot of fun, as it really does feel like a true battle when you defeat another team in a sweaty game of Hardpoint. So right here, I'm playing a bit of an aggressive role, or a slasher role. If you've seen my sort of player role videos from a couple videos ago, you'll know that a slasher sort of plays out of field a little bit, so away from the objectives, or just running around the mid-map, just trying to get those kills. The reason I was doing this is because my team was already on the objective, so I wasn't too fussed. So it's a good idea just to sort of mess around with the enemies, just take them out before they get a chance to get to the hard point. But now there's enemies taking the hard point, so I decided I better start playing more towards the objective, as my team wasn't really bothering too much. Now, dogs need nerfing in this game. That's just one little point I'd like to make out. But I wasn't too worried if the enemies got on it, because they're literally down about 60-70 points from us. So that's always a good sign. And you can afford to lose a little bit of time to get yourself in a good position. This guy's playing super slow. I mean, he took me out. Now we're going to try and make our way into the hard point, which I did actually think for whatever reason it was this room, but it had changed to the far side, but you could just see the red dot through the wall. Now we're going to push over. This map has hard point zones that are just like extremely sweaty. Now the reason I didn't get straight on the hard point there is because I knew somebody was pushing. So if I was on it, he knew the location kind of where I'd be. I know I got killed anyway. But you know, if they see for their screen that the hard point's red, they know that you're on it. So you can sort of play this how you will. If you see the zone like go from red to white, you'll know that the enemy has gotten off the zone. So you can sort of look for any sort of flank route. Just use this as a sort of opportunity to figure out where the enemies may be if you're on Hardpoint. Now, the enemies are slowly getting a little bit of a gain on us, so they're getting a lot more points. So I'm just going to try and hold down their pushes here, because I know that the next Hardpoint is going to be the back right one on the far side. Now I'm just holding to see if anybody comes out. Somebody does jump out the window there. But now, once I see that the enemies are on the hardpoint, I decide I better make a move once I take out some more people. And we need to get them off that hardpoint ASAP, otherwise they can easily hold this. But my team does a good job of taking them out. Now, once again, I'm just going to hold down our pushes inside the mid-room, which is a little bit chaotic in there sometimes. I'm not even sure what that guy killed me with. I think it was a shotgun, of course. So they're now 40 points behind. I'm going to hop out onto the zone, try and get some more points in. Now, we're just 15 points away because it's first to 200 on this map. My team's doing a good job of keeping it once again. Now, we just miss out on getting the 200 points with this zone, and it's going to swap out onto the next one. But as you can see there, we're literally on 199, so that means we need 1 second, so the enemies need to play their life here. So what I do here is get stupid aggressive, just run straight into the middle room, take him out, and that's going to get us to nice 200 points for the victory there. So we beat him by 51 points in the end. We did have a bigger lead before. If you can get an over 100 point lead in Hardpoint, you're doing something very right, and it's really, really satisfying to see as well. I think we ended the game with about 41 odd kills, so it's not too bad for this map, running around with the Automaton. Obviously I could have used the STG or something, but I'm really enjoying using this gun. It's a lot of fun, and it's sort of, I'd say it's kind of in the meta. You could say a lot of pros use it, but it's a lot of fun to use nonetheless. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. I know it was a little bit longer, but I decided to break down the full gameplay. It's a lot of fun to do, so if you found it helpful, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe for more. Let me know what sort of tips videos you'd like to see on Vanguard, as I'm having a lot of fun playing the game, which I was surprised. I didn't think it'd be this fun, but it's a great game so far. So guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.